What if a compound found in tomatoes and carrots could reduce nerve pain by 35% without ever touching blood sugar levels? A new study on diabetic neuropathy tested geranylgeraniol, a naturally occurring molecule in the mevalonate pathway, and found that it slashed pain markers through mechanisms that have nothing to do with glucose control. That finding challenges nearly everything conventional medicine assumes about managing diabetic nerve damage.
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at Mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom.
Geranylgeraniol, often abbreviated as GG, is a 20-carbon isoprenoid that your body produces naturally as part of the same biochemical pathway that makes cholesterol and coenzyme Q10. Dr. Mercola explains that this compound plays a critical role in protein prenylation, the process by which certain proteins get anchored to cell membranes so they can function properly. When GG levels drop, which happens with aging, poor diet, and especially with statin use, dozens of cellular processes begin to break down simultaneously.
The connection to nerve pain becomes clear when you understand that peripheral nerves depend heavily on intact mitochondrial function and tight barrier integrity to stay healthy. The study used animal models of diabetic neuropathy and found that dietary GG reduced pain sensitivity by 35%. What makes this remarkable is that the animals' blood sugar levels did not change during the study. The pain relief was entirely independent of glucose regulation.
That distinction matters enormously because conventional treatment for diabetic neuropathy focuses almost exclusively on blood sugar management. When that approach fails, physicians typically turn to pain medications that mask symptoms without addressing the underlying tissue damage. This study suggests there are deeper mechanisms at work that glucose control alone cannot reach.
The researchers identified 3 distinct mechanisms driving the pain reduction. The first involves mitochondrial dynamics. Mitochondria are not static structures. They constantly divide and merge, and that dynamic balance between fusion and fission determines how efficiently they produce energy. In diabetic neuropathy, fission becomes excessive, fragmenting the mitochondria into small, dysfunctional pieces that cannot sustain the energy demands of nerve cells.
GG shifted that balance back toward fusion, restoring larger, more functional mitochondrial networks in peripheral nerve tissue. When mitochondria can fuse properly, they share resources and produce energy far more efficiently than isolated fragments.
The second mechanism involves gut barrier repair, which is a connection most people would never associate with nerve pain in their feet and hands. The study showed that GG increased expression of claudin 3, a tight junction protein that holds the cells of the intestinal lining together. When that barrier breaks down, inflammatory molecules escape into the bloodstream and travel throughout the body. Dr. Mercola has long emphasized that gut permeability is a root driver of systemic inflammation, and this study provides direct evidence linking gut barrier failure to peripheral nerve damage.
The third mechanism is the reduction of TNF-alpha, one of the most potent inflammatory signaling molecules in the body. Elevated TNF-alpha drives the kind of chronic, low-grade inflammation that damages nerve fibers over time. By lowering TNF-alpha levels, GG reduced the inflammatory load on peripheral nerves.
What is significant here is that all 3 mechanisms, mitochondrial restoration, gut barrier repair, and TNF-alpha reduction, operate independently of blood sugar. They address the tissue-level damage directly rather than trying to control it upstream through glucose management. If a significant portion of neuropathy pain comes from these pathways, then focusing exclusively on glucose control leaves most of the problem unaddressed.
Dr. Mercola points out that this is consistent with clinical observations where patients achieve tight blood sugar control but still experience worsening nerve pain. The glucose-centric model has been incomplete all along. The gut barrier connection is particularly striking because it means that what happens in your digestive tract directly influences whether your nerves function properly or deteriorate into chronic pain.
GG occurs naturally in several common foods, including tomatoes, carrots, and olives. However, the concentrations found in food are relatively modest. The broader dietary framework matters equally. Dr. Mercola recommends approximately 250 grams of healthy carbohydrates daily to fuel mitochondrial function, alongside 0.8 grams of protein per pound of lean body mass to support nerve tissue repair.
The elimination of seed oils from the diet is another foundational step. Seed oils rich in linoleic acid promote the exact inflammatory cascades that GG works to counteract. Consuming seed oils while supplementing with GG would be like bailing water from a boat while someone drills new holes in the hull. The anti-inflammatory benefits cannot outpace the damage if the dietary source of inflammation remains.
Several other nutrients play supporting roles in protecting nerve function. B vitamins, particularly B1, B6, and B12, are essential for nerve myelin maintenance and energy metabolism within nerve cells. Vitamin D supports the immune regulation that keeps inflammatory signaling in check. Red light therapy has also shown promise in improving mitochondrial function in peripheral tissues by stimulating cytochrome C oxidase, the final enzyme in the mitochondrial electron transport chain.
These interventions work synergistically because they target overlapping pathways. Layering them creates a comprehensive approach that supports mitochondrial dynamics, gut integrity, and inflammatory balance together.
What makes this research compelling is the paradigm shift it represents. For decades, diabetic neuropathy has been framed as a blood sugar problem. This study demonstrates that the tissue damage involves at least 3 independent pathways, addressable through nutritional strategies rather than glucose manipulation alone.
The practical takeaway is that supporting nerve health requires a multi-pathway approach, not a single target strategy. Fueling your mitochondria with clean energy sources, maintaining gut barrier integrity, and reducing systemic inflammatory signaling all contribute to protecting peripheral nerve function. Head to mer-cola.com to explore how supporting your body's natural nerve function and metabolic resilience can make a meaningful difference. Drop a comment and tell us, have you ever experienced tingling or numbness in your hands or feet? And what was the first change you made to address it?
Thank you for listening to Dr. Mercola Cellular Wisdom. See you in the next episode.
Looking for trusted health wisdom you can hold in your hands? Discover the life-changing books of Dr. Mercola at joyhousepublishing.com. These titles bring decades of natural health research into practical steps for better energy, stronger immunity, and clearer thinking. Take charge of your health with guidance rooted in science and experience. Visit joyhousepublishing.com now and claim your bonuses while they are available.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.